Back again for Read This Book. I'm Lisa Von Drasek from the Children's Literature Research Collections. Almost forgot.
Yeah.
And here today is...
I'm Tim Johnson, curator of special collections and rare books.
And
the E.W. McDermott, curator of the Sherlock Holmes Collections.
do I make an assumption you brought me mysteries?
I brought Sherlock in a few different guises. I don't know that I would call them mysteries, but before I get to this, I want to throw out one other kind of big, helpful list kind of thing. If people are looking for Sherlock things to give, there's a website that's curated by Randall Stock, and it's called bestofsherlock.com, www.bestofsherlock.com, and he has a list of suggestions of best books, DVDs, whatever you would like to give your Sherlockian friends. So that, I'm just throwing out there, is something
It's
nice.
good to know. I can't wait to take a look at that website.
Yeah. But what I did bring, a few books, and they all have local flavor in some way, shape, or form.
Local to where?
Well, local to the University of Minnesota and to the Sherlock collection. This one, Nerve and Knowledge, I brought it because it features two essays by two of our own Norwegian explorers who are doctors, C. Paul Martin and Dr. Richard Sveum. This is Doctor's Medicine and the Sherlockian Canon. And so it's kind of like anything you wanted to know about in terms of Sherlock or Dr. Watson, medical care in Victorian times.
So you don't need to be a Sherlockian to enjoy
You
this
don't,
book.
no. You can have any number of interests, and but this is obviously of a medical flavor.
Okay,
so
that's the first one.
So that's the first one.
And that is Robert S. Katz and Andrew Solberg.
Solberg, yep.
Okay, next on the pile.
The next one is really local, and it may be of limited distribution. So I'm not sure how many copies of this one are left, but there may be a few of this. So this may be a very special gift for somebody over the holidays. This is The Missing Misadventures of Sherlock Holmes, edited by Julie McKuras, myself, Ray Riethmeier, and Philip Bergem. This was a book that we produced in fairly short order for our conference this summer, The Misadventures of Sherlock Holmes, which was a conference and an exhibit based on a 1944 book, The Misadventures of Sherlock Holmes, edited by Ellery Queen. And in the introduction to the book, they talked about the books that the stories that didn't make it into that anthology, and we decided to do a collection of those.
So this reprint, how would one get a copy of this?
They can go to the Norwegian Explorers website, and there's a link there. Phil Bergem, one of the editors, has a few copies left.
Okay,
and then finally, this is Sherlock Holmes Victorian Parodies and Pastiches, 1888 to 1899 by Bill Peschel. It's part of his 223B casebook series. So Bill's done a number of other books. And I put this one out here kind of as an exemplar, whether it's this particular book or there are a number of other books now coming out from MX Publishing that are Sherlockian parodies and pastiches, which was also the focus of our conference and exhibit. So I was in a parodies and pastiche kind of mood this morning, this week, this summer. So I thought anything that's kind of newer parodies and pastiches would be a fun gift, which reminds me too, another book I didn't bring along, Larry Millett, our local Sherlockian author, has a new book coming out, published by the University of Minnesota Press. I think it comes out in February, so you can't give it now, but stow that one away.
So let's use this an opportunity to say that's all the time we have for this Read This book, and our next one we'll do a Larry Millett roundup.
There we go. Sounds great.
Okay.
Thanks, Lisa.